They're sinking great. Honestly, can't get this out of the store. They're so much better. Fresh, obviously.
Hey friends, this is Angela from Art of Creation Homestead. You're in the kitchen with me, and we are continuing the Homestead Kitchen Skills series. Today, I am going to teach you how to make homemade flour tortillas. Once you've had homemade flour tortillas, you will never go back to that packaged stuff because you'll see just how easy it is to make them. And honestly, you probably have everything in the house to make these. Now, I have done a flour tortilla video before, but it was a little different than these. And you may not have had everything in the house to make those. These are a little easier, and you probably have everything in the house at any given time to make these. This makes 12 8 to 10 inch flour tortillas. And in this bowl, we have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. We have a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And we are going to whisk that together so that the salt gets incorporated all throughout. And apparently, we're gonna throw flour all over the counter. I can't do anything with flour without spilling it everywhere. Oh well. They say a messy cook is a good cook, so hopefully I'm a good cook. So to that, we are going to add 3 tablespoons of a neutral flavored oil. I am using avocado oil. If you have watched our pantry video, you know that that's what we have recently switched to, is avocado oil. You can use any neutral flavored oil. You can use canola oil, vegetable oil, any neutral flavored oil. But you want 3 tablespoons. You want to go ahead and add that in. And to that, we have here just a splash over 1 cup of warm water. You want this to be pretty warm when you stick your finger in. Just like I told you with the pizza crust recipe, you want it to be about like a baby's bath water. If you would put your baby in it, you can put it in your tortillas. So the reason I told you just to splash over 1 cup is just in case you need it. Because just like with any kind of bread dough or anything like that, it depends on how it is outside. If it's raining outside, a lot of humidity in your house or whatever, you may need less, you may need more. So, you want to start by pouring in just 1 cup of that water. Leave behind that little splash over. And now, you're just going to start mixing it up. Doesn't take but just a few minutes. It will come together pretty darn quickly. I hope you guys have really been enjoying this series because I've really been enjoying doing it. And there's so much more left to come. And if you guys have anything that you guys want me to make from scratch, that you guys want to learn how to make from scratch, tell me in the comments below. If I don't know how to do it, I will learn with you. I will do videos and learn how to make it with you. So we're gonna need just a little bit more water. I was a little shy on that 1 cup. I was a little bit shy on that 1 cup. So now I'm gonna go in with my hands. The best tools in the world are the ones that God put at the end of your wrist. So now, as you can see, it's made a good shaggy dough. You wanna make sure all that flour and everything is all soaked up. You want to make sure that there's no dry pockets in here. So we may need just a splash more water. But like I said, it's about a cup and a splash. Maybe a cup and a tablespoon. If that makes any sense, it may be about a cup and a tablespoon. So now we have 1 big dough blob. It's kind of shaggy, kind of rough right now. but you gotta knead it. So now, I know I told you with the pizza crust with pizza crust to not throw flour, but to do oil instead on your surface. With tortillas, that kind of goes out the window because this is more of a quick bread type thing, so you want to throw flour with this before you knead it. So just like I've taught you before, you pick up some flour, put it in your hand, and toss, 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 toss. And now you're completely covered. Now you're gonna take your dough blob, put it out in the middle of your flour, and now we're gonna start kneading. This is how you knead. If you haven't saw any of my other videos, you flatten it out, fold over, push away from you, turn, fold over, push away from you, turn. And you just keep doing that. You wanna knead this for about 5 minutes. I know that's a good long knead, but you wanna knead it for about 5 minutes until it's very elastic and kind of bouncy and stretchy. That's when you'll get the best tortillas, in all honesty. That kneading really helps a lot. So I'm gonna keep kneading this, and by the way, if it starts to get a little bit sticky on you, a little too sticky where it's sticking to your countertop, just sprinkle a little bit more flour and just go back to kneading. And like I've told you, this is one of my favorite things right here, is kneading bread dough. Kneading any kind of dough. It's so therapeutic. Just the rhythm of doing it, because you get in kind of a rhythm, and there's just a rhythm to it. There's nothing like it. So we'll be back when I'm done kneading this, and I'll show you how elastic it gets. It's been about 5 minutes, and this is how you know it's ready. When you push on it, see, it bounced right back. See? That indentation just bounced right back. I hope you can see that. See? Just bounced right back. So that tells you it's ready. So now we are going to roll it into a log. We are going to roll it into a nice little log. It'll be a big fat log. There we go. Now we got it into a nice log. Now you are going to cut it into 12 balls. To do that, you are going to cut it in half. Cut that log in half. Cut each half in half. And that makes 4. So now we are going to cut each of these portions into 3. And some are going to be big, some are going to be little. It's not about perfection here. You'll see that when I start rolling them out. Mine looks more like some kind of state or an alien spaceship, or even an alien. But if you see one that is just teeny tiny like this, you can pull off one of the bigger ones and add to it. Now you want to work it in your hands, roll it between your hands, make it into a ball. And you want to make all 12 of these into balls, throw them back into your bowl where you mixed it at. Just throw them back into your bowl. And once you have them all rolled into balls and back in your bowl, see, that's just this quick. You want to cover it with a tea towel or some kind of kitchen towel, or even plastic wrap will work, and leave it sit to rest for about a half an hour, or you can even let it sit to rest for as long as 2 hours. I usually leave mine for about a half an hour or so. The reason you want to let it rest is those glutens are so worked and they're so tight that when you try to roll these out, they're just going to spring right back. You're going to roll them out to this big and they're going to spring back to this big. So you want that gluten to relax after you've worked it. You want it to relax now. So this rest process isn't for them to rise. It's for them to rest. So we'll be back and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so it's been a half an hour and the dough is nice and rested and it's nice and soft now. See, it's very soft and very pliable. Where before it was very stretchy and very rubbery, now it's very soft and very pliable. You want to take your dough ball and work it out into a nice round. Even though, as you can tell over here, I cannot roll a good circle to save my soul out of torment.
Looks like one of those mushroom characters on Mario Brothers.
I'm making Mario tortillas.
I forgot, what were they called? I forgot.
Mushroom heads?
No.
I don't remember.
Goombas.
Okay.
Goombas. Yeah, they were Goombas, wasn't they?
I guess.
Tell me if I'm wrong, people. Was it Goombas?
Now we are going to start rolling out our tortilla.
By the way, those are rustic. See, if you can do that,
Yes.
that's rustic. Or farmhouse style. Something like
It's
that.
farmhouse style
It's
tortillas.
It's not imperfect. It's not wonky. It's rustic or farmhouse style.
We're making them into characters.
Oh, this is. it's okay. No matter what, it's okay. It's not imperfect.
They're gonna taste the same. If you want them to look perfect, once you get them rolled out, take something round, put on top of it, and cut
Well, you
around.
could buy a tortilla press if you want one.
But tortilla presses work really well for homemade corn tortillas.
This is true. We have one, by the way.
They don't work the best for flour tortillas because there's too much gluten.
Sticky.
And there's too much gluten there, and it's too tough on it to press it.
Oh, okay. See, we do have a tortilla press, by the way, right?
Yes.
Cast iron.
Yes. Okay. As you can tell, they're blobs. But it's okay because they're still going to taste good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now, as you can see, I did not put flour down. If you want to, you can put flour down. But I find that they roll out much better if they actually stick to the countertop a little bit.
Why is that? What do you think it does?
They skate around too much, basically. If there's flour, they skate around too much on top of your countertop, and you can't get them rolled thin enough. They stay a little too thick. See, your dough's very elastic.
Oh. Yeah, because
So-
I would have thought you were going to rip it when you
No.
were pulling it up.
Very elastic. Now, I've got a griddle preheated over here. The only reason I'm using a griddle is because you can do two at a time.
Yeah.
With a skillet, you can only do one at a
Do
time.
one.
But if you don't have a griddle, go ahead and do a skillet.
What kind of skillet's better? Does it matter?
It doesn't really matter. Cast iron will do it faster.
Okay.
But if you have an electric griddle, you can do two at a time that way.
What's it sitting on?
It's sitting on about 375.
Okay.
And see, you will start to see little bubbles starting to form. I hope you can see that because it's so cool when you watch these bubbles form.
Yeah, you can see it.
You can see bubbles starting to form all over it.
Yeah, you can see
And
it really good.
even this one that I just put on, bubbles
watch it.
are just forming
Pull which one
everywhere.
on this one.
See, they're just popping up everywhere. It's so cool to watch it happen.
Yeah.
Now you want to have a kitchen towel ready to put them on because you want to wrap them up in a kitchen towel to keep them nice and warm. So you want to let this go about 30 seconds to a minute. You will know they're ready when you raise up the edge and you will start to see a little brown. That's not brown enough. See, you start to see some brown, but it's not quite brown enough. So you want to see some of that browning, like when you buy tortillas in the store and you see those brown blisters. That's what you're looking for here. You're looking for those nice brown blisters. Now, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you flip it over. See, now you have some beautiful
Nice.
blisters. And as you can see, it's rising up off of the, because those blisters are swelling.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep rising like that. You want to do it for about 30 seconds to a minute on the other side as well. And you will get that nice blistering and those nice dark brown blisters as well. I'll show you what they look like when they're done.
It's a nice one.
Now, let me show you what it looks like. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
Now, you want to put them on a waiting kitchen towel. and you want to fold it over to keep them nice and warm. Because this will keep them nice and warm.
Are there tortilla warmers you can buy?
Yes, you can buy tortilla warmers. I just don't have one.
We just don't do it. It's not necessary for us right now.
Yeah, and you've got to remember, your dough, your leftover dough balls, you've got to keep them covered. Otherwise, they will form a crust. And you don't want your dough to get all crusty. And while these are going, you can be rolling out more. That's what I always do. I just keep rolling out more while these are cooking. And just keep rotating them out on the griddle or in the skillet. Are you ready to see this beautiful stack of tortillas?
Nice.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
Those are beautiful.
Look how pliable they are too. You're
Yes.
just holding them right up. Very pliable.
Yes.
I like the underside of them is better than the top side. I don't know why they do it. It's
So a lot of times
nice.
they are. A lot of times they
very
are.
good.
And we are having those with homemade chicken fajitas,
Little
which
fajitas.
we have a video too.
Shredded cheese.
We'll leave a link to that video.
All right, there it is. Beautiful flour tortillas.
Better than anything you'll buy in the store.
All right, so hey, they're awesome. Here's a little taste. They're sinking great. Honestly, can't get this out of the store. They're so much better. Fresh, obviously. They're really good the next morning too. Like take them, not really past that, but in the morning, take them slowly, warm them back up. You make a good little breakfast burrito with them. Some good scrambled eggs. They're really nice. And but hey, thank you guys for watching so much. We do appreciate it. Hey, my name is Jason. That's Angela K. It's Art of Creation Homestead. Love you guys. God bless you. Goodbye.